Hey guys, how are you doing? It's Catherine, and I wanted to make today's video because we have some really exciting updates to Tangent templates to tell you about. Before I do that, I just want to say a huge thank you. So many of you have been sending me emails, messages, comments on YouTube, asking for various videos, information, all kinds of things. And I want to say I'm listening to everything, and I have a lot of things in the works, especially regarding Midjourney and AI and Tangent templates. I'm working on so many things, so I'm listening to you all and I'm working as fast as I can. So thank you very much. Please bear with me. In the meantime, you can come and join our new AI group. We actually have two very active Facebook groups. We have our KDP group, which is a huge group that's been around for a while. If you need any help with KDP, Tangent templates, please join that group. We also have our new AI group, which is called AI Adventure with Catherine and Isaac. And it's a very new, very exciting group, over, I think, 1,300 members, and it's only been open just over a week. So that group is a very exciting place to be. We're talking about Midjourney, ChatGPT, sharing all kinds of prompts, AI ideas, and we'd love for you to join us in that group. So the links are under this video. If you'd like to come and join either or both groups, we would love for you to join us on Facebook. So let's jump in and talk about all of the new goodies that we have for you. And if you have Tangent templates, if you're an existing Tangent template user, they're all free. They won't cost you a penny. It is all built into the system. We roll it all out to you as soon as we have new updates. So you've got 3 new things to get that are all completely free, won't cost you a penny if you use Tangent templates. So the big addition that we have made to Tangent templates is this feature, the select and copy feature. And I'm going to show you how that works in just a moment. The other thing I want to tell you about quickly is that we have added language support to our dated planners in TT Turbo. So now if you go and choose a date range, you actually have several language options. So let me just show you a quick date range. I'm going to say the 4th of June to the 25th of June. We'll just do weekly just to generate a few dates. And you can see we have added language support for German, French, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, and Dutch. And you have some options with this. You can choose the date format here, and you can also change the capitalization of the dates as well. So I'm going to give you a demo of this in a moment, how you add dates to your planner. But yeah, we've added language support, so we're really excited about that. So the other thing, the third thing that we are giving you is that I have created a TT file on Gumroad that has really pretty versions of our planner pages that you can customize and use in all your projects. So to get hold of that TT file, what you're going to do is go to catherine.gumroad.com, and it's right here. This is the free Pretty Weekly Planner pages. You're just going to select that, and hopefully it should look something like this, give you a preview of the pages. And what you can do is just put 0 in here if you want it for free. If you would like to put something else in there and maybe buy us a coffee, we'd be very grateful. We like coffee. We are staying up late at night, and we are working very hard to bring you as many cool features and videos as we possibly can. We have more ideas and things we are sitting on than we are physically capable of creating content for at the moment. But we're trying very hard, so we're trying to roll things out to you as quickly as possible. So all you're going to do then is just add it to your cart and download the file. To bring that file into Tangent templates, what you're going to do is go to the Tangent Designer, and you're just going to click here where it says TT file. And you're going to say import. There's my TT file. I'm just going to import that there, and you'll see it shows up in your saved pages. So we can just load that in. And there is the TT file ready for you to use. I did actually add an extra page today. I added page 14 today. So if you're missing this page, you might want to go and grab the file again from Gumroad. No worries if you don't want to be bothered doing that. You can just adapt it from this one. I just changed the font on it because I wanted this style with a more consistent font with the rest of the pages. But this TT file is great. It gives you a habit tracker page, a workout log. It has meal planners. There's the meal planner. It has a checklist, a whole bunch of various templates. And what's great is that you can actually customize these really, really quickly. For example, let's take the vision board page. If you want a different page in here, you can just delete the vision board, go to TT images, and let's say we go to finance and you want to create finance pages. You could just get the debt snowball page here. So I'm just going to grab that. It's a table. You can just paste it in, drop it where you want, and you can, oops, there we go. And you can just type here and put debt snowball. And you can create all kinds of pages here. We have so many layouts hidden away in TT images. We have things like comic strips. If you want to create a comic book, you can do that. You can just sort of drop the comic pages right on here like that. You're going to make them big. So we'll just pull them out like that. And just lay them out on the page. So you can do things like this, create your comic book. There we go. I'm going to do distribute evenly. And we're just going to align those. So you want to make a comic book, you can do that. Change it to comic page. We've even got some magic spreads. Like if you're into tarot cards, you can actually search here, tarot spreads. You can just drop a tarot spread right on the page like that. Make it big. And you can change the color like that. And then you just put the header over it like that. So you can create all kinds of books with these templates. It's very easy to customize them. So there you go. That's how you bring in your TT file and you can create some more templates very, very quickly with it. Another thing you can do with your TT file, which I love, and you can actually do this with any of your pages in Tangent templates, is let's take this page, for example. Let's say we want to use this in another project. What I'm going to do is say make template, and I'm going to call it the week ahead. You can call it anything you like. You can call it weekly planner. I'm going to save that. And now what I'm going to do is just create a new project really quickly. And if I go to the rocket ship and go to save pages, you can see there is my planner page right there. Sometimes you might need to reposition it on the page, especially if you're changing page size. So what I'm going to do is turn my margins off, and I'm just going to push this to the top of the page by doing this move on canvas. It's on the arrange tab here, move on canvas, and I want it at the top right there. So there we go. That's how you bring your saved page into a project. And if you want to customize that page, just click on it. On the Arrange tab, you should see this button, Ungroup. So now you should be able to click on any of the individual elements in this design and change them up. And this is great because you can select everything. And if you want to change the colors on this, what you can do is go to maybe our palette selector, choose a new palette. You don't have to use a new palette. You can just use these ones here. You can use any colors you like. And what we're going to do is change these blues. So I'm going to go and pick, let's see, we're going to use this yellow. And actually, you don't need to use the color picker. You can just click the color there. I'm going to make that blue the same yellow. And I'm going to use, instead of pink, let's use this nice red color there. So when we click off this, check it out. We have a new color scheme and that looks really, really nice. You can also change these fonts. And a really good tip with the fonts is that if you click on one text box and you go to the Arrange tab, we have this select all text feature. So you can actually say select by font, and that picks all of the text that has the same font, and you can just go ahead and change it all in one go like that. So if you want a different font, that's a great way of doing it. So yeah, that gives your planner page a completely different look in just a few clicks. And if you don't like this, for example, you don't like these kind of additions, that's fine. You can delete it. You can put another shape on there. You can put like a little person. You can put anything you like on your page. So it's really up to you what you want to do with your page and how you want to make it look. So let's add a couple more pages to our project. And I'm going to show you how you can build a planner really quickly using the new select and copy feature. So let's make a weekly planner. That's going to be 52 weeks for 2024. And what I'm going to do is create 5 pages for each week. So we're going to keep this one. We're going to have the week ahead. And then also I'm going to add in, let's see, I've got my saved pages here. If you don't see the saved pages, you might be on the presets tab here. So you have presets, templates, and save pages that are all accessible from the little rocket ship icon under your pages. So I'm also going to add in a habit tracker. I'm also going to want to add in a meal planner. So I have a couple of choices. We have the template here for the meal planner, and that's a plain meal planner that you can customize. But actually I want one that looks like this so I can customize it quickly. So what I'm going to do is go over to my TT file project. I'm going to find the meal planner, which is right there. And I'm going to also make a template of this and call it meal planner. And now when I go back to my other project, I should be able to add a new page, look in my save pages, and boom, there is the meal planner. So we have a week ahead. We have a habit tracker, which I'm just going to customize very quickly. So I'm going to move that to the top using the move on canvas. I'm going to ungroup it. I'm going to select these colored parts here. And I'm just going to change the colors on those to match the other one that we were doing. So the blue, I'm going to choose that and I'm going to make that yellow color. And I'm going to choose the pink. I'm going to select that and make that the red color. Perfect. And what font did we use? We used the darker grotesque font. So I don't know why it's a darker grotesque font. It seems like a lovely font to me. But there we go. I'm adding that one. I'm going to do the same thing with the meal planner. So we're just going to move that to the top. And another cool thing about making templates out of your pages is that these actually work in any size of project now. So even if you're converting your book to a 7:9 journal, you can absolutely do that. These were designed in 8.5:11, but that's absolutely okay. If you import them into a 7:9 project, it will do its best to resize them. You might want to make a few manual adjustments just to make sure it looks exactly like you want it to, but really it should resize the pages for you. So you can import these pages into any size project. So let's fix the colors on our meal planner and fix the font on that as well. So again, I'm just going to ungroup that, select the font, change that, and I'm just going to select the elements and change these colors. There we go. So style, it's red, and these boxes, change that blue to the red, and I'm going to change this pink. Now I think this yellow might be a bit too dark for the dot grid, but I think I'm going to make it a little bit lighter just by selecting it there. So there we go, that looks really nice. Cool, I like how that looks. And lastly, I want to add 2 lined pages. So I'm just going to say 2, and I'm going to click add pages, and we're going to add journal paper. I really like how journal paper looks in a book like this. So I'm just going to select journal paper, and there we go. It's added 2 pages of journal paper. And what I'm going to do is actually just tweak this slightly. So I'm going to ungroup it. I'm going to get rid of the top line here. And I'm just going to move these up a little bit. And I'm going to change the color. I'm going to make them red to match the rest of the planner. And in fact, I'm just going to duplicate that. And I'm going to delete the gray page because we don't need that. So there we go. This is 5 pages of our planner. We have the week ahead. We have the habit tracker. We have the meal planner. And then we have 2 pages of lined paper. So that's actually a really nice structure for a simple weekly planner. So now I'm going to save my project. It's always a good idea to save your project. And then I'm going to say select and copy. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can see here there's pages to copy. So these are the pages that are going to be copied. And you can move them around. You can change the order of these and you can shuffle them. We're not going to do that because we like this structure. And as I say, we want to make a 52-week planner. We want to make a planner for all of 2024. So I'm going to type in, duplicate this 51 times and make sure this says insert after page 5, which is the last page in our sequence here. So when we're ready, we're going to say paste. And look at that. Look at the speed of that. Whoa. There we go. That goes right to the end of the book, a 260-page book, which has this repeating pattern for each week. So it's like week 1, week ahead, habit tracker, meal planner, lines. Week 2, week ahead, and so on throughout the book. So that's really exciting. You've just created a basic planner interior. Now we can actually take this a step further with Turbo, and we can use Turbo to add more content to this. So what I would like to do is add weekly dates to our planner. So the way I'm going to do this is go to TT Turbo, and I'm going to go to Insert Dates. So this is a planner for 2024. So I'm going to go to 2024 and find January. And we generally suggest starting on a Monday or a Sunday. In the US, sometimes calendars start on Sundays, mostly for planners because they're focused around business and education. People tend to start them on Mondays. I think most European countries start on a Monday as well. So we're going to start on a Monday. Now, January 2024 is actually interesting because the 1st of January is a Monday. If that's not the case and you're making a planner for a future year like 2025, we recommend starting on the Monday before January the 1st, so you get that whole week in there. So I'm going to select January the 1st, 2024, and our planner is going to end, make sure you have 2024, December. So we're actually going to go to the Monday after the 31st, so we're going to go to the 6th there. So then we're also going to want to change the span to weekly because this is a weekly planner. So you'll see that actually this is creating 54 pages because it's going to January the 6th. So we actually have more than 52 pages. You think there's 52 weeks in the year, but this is actually creating 54 weeks, which is good information. So we're going to need to add another 2 weeks worth of content to our planner. So we'll do that in a moment. So we can also change the language. So if we want to go to Spanish, we can have enero. If we want to go to French, we can have janvier. So pardon my dodgy languages. I've been Duolingoing it up for a while. But there we go. Okay, so let's do it in French. That'll be nice. So here's our French calendar. So let's take another look at our planner. We know we need to add another 2 weeks to this. So I'm going to do select and copy again. And I'm going to take our cluster of pages from the beginning. So we have our 5-page sequence again. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to add these at the end twice. So I paste those in. And now you can see that our planner is actually 270 pages, which is 54 weeks. If you divide 270 by 5, you get 54. So there's 54 weeks now. So we can go back to our dates in Turbo. So I'm going back to Turbo, insert the dates. Again, okay, it's kept the date range. We're going to switch back to French. And what we're going to need to do is set up a skip in here. So the reason we're going to put a skip is that I just want the date to show up on this week ahead page. I don't want it to show up on the habit tracker or the meal planner. I just want the date on this one page here. So let's go back to our dates in Turbo. And you do have to reset the language at the moment, but that's not a big thing. So I'm going to put a skip in here of 4 pages. So you can see what this is doing. This is creating rows. So it's going to be the 1st of January, then 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. So if we visualize this with our planner, this is the week ahead, this is the habit tracker, this is the meal planner, and then these are the 2 line pages, and then this is the week ahead again. So as long as you have this skip here, the dates are going to show up just on the week ahead. And I think what I'm actually going to do is also put the date on the habit tracker as well. So I'm going to add a repeat. So if we repeat twice, now you can see what's happening is we're going to have the date on the week ahead, a date on the habit tracker, and then none on the meal planner. Oh, and we need to remove one of these skips. Otherwise, we're going to have too many blank spaces. So let's make sure this works. So we've got page 1, the week ahead. Page 2, habit tracker. Page 3 is going to be the meal planner, and there's not going to be a date on that. And then 4 and 5 are our lined paper, and there's not going to be a date on those. And then we start again. So the next week, again, the week ahead, the habit tracker, meal planner, line page, line page. This looks great. There's 270 pages. That matches with what we have on our actual project, 270 pages. I'm happy with this. I've got the format that I like. I am going to capitalize the first letter. There we go. And now I'm pretty happy with this. I'm going to add my column to Turbo. Cool, there it is. There is our date range. So now I'm going to say add fields to page. So there we go. There is our date field. So now you've got to decide where you would like this to go. So I'm going to right align the date, and you just saw that margin increased warning. That's because we've just added more pages to our planner, and now it's gone over the threshold for the margin size. So that little message that you saw there is just to let you know that the margins have been increased to fit the page count of the book. So let's put the date in this corner on the left. So I'm going to switch the alignment of the date there, and I'm going to put it up there. So this should put the date at the top of the page, just above the week ahead. So I like the look of that. If we look at our pages, you can see that's where the date is going to go. It should also put it in the same place on the habit tracker. So I'm happy with that. We can now go back to Turbo, and now we are ready to import the date. This is the exciting part. I do recommend you save your project before you import the data, just to make sure that everything looks good, because really there's no going back from the import. So if you import it and you're not happy with how you've positioned things, then you can just reload your project and just do it again, reposition it and do it again. So my recommendation is always save your project before importing data. So okay, we have our date there. Actually, I'm going to bring it down a little bit. I want to make sure, there we go, that that's not going to be chopped off by the margin. Perfect. And we're going to go to Turbo. And now we're ready to import the text. So one thing that's very, very, very important, if you're doing what I'm doing right now and you're just adding dates to your pages, you want to make sure that this says fields only. Fields only. Otherwise, what it's going to do is copy the whole of page 1, and it's going to duplicate that throughout your project, and you'll go, no, why? So you just want to say fields only. And I think we're ready to go. We can now import the text. So on a 270 page document, this is probably going to take just about 5, maybe 10 minutes. So I'm going to go and have my orange juice, and I'll be back with you in just a moment. So on a 270 page project, this does take a few moments to process. So you might want to go and have a cup of coffee and then come back to it. Now, look at that. There is the date on my planner. So you can see it's done exactly what I asked for. I asked it to repeat the date twice. So we have the date here in French, en français, and we have the date there on the week ahead. We have the date here on the weekly habit tracker. And then page 3, no date. Page 4, no date. Page 5, no date. And then it starts again. So there's the date, the week ahead. So you can see how you can use this to build your planner very, very quickly, add the dates in. Now you can also go ahead and use Turbo to add any other content you want to your planner. So you can go ahead and add affirmations, you can add prompts and make a prompt book with this. You can even add things like quizzes, recipes, and I have to say there's actually so much more you can do with this. If you're good with spreadsheets, you can build a whole book with ChatGPT. I was using ChatGPT yesterday, and I asked it to generate an 8-unit book on Instagram, just to explain Instagram to someone. And what I said is create me 8 units, and I want 2 lessons in each unit, and I want a quiz in each unit. And then I want to add some line paper here. And so what you can do is design the bare bones of a workbook using the select and copy feature using this. You can create the bare bones of your workbook. Then you can go to ChatGPT, generate your content, edit it, pull it into a spreadsheet, and then drop it into Turbo and populate your book using that content. So that takes a little bit more patience and a little bit more work to work with ChatGPT in your spreadsheet to get your book set up. But once you get practiced with that, you can actually create whole workbooks using these methods, using the select and copy feature here and using TT Turbo to add the content. So I hope I can make another video on that soon. I do have a really long wish list of videos that I'm working on. There are so many ideas and things I have that I really want to talk about, but you can see how it is. It takes a little while to make some videos. So let's also look at how we can create a cover for this book. So to make a cover, it's super simple. I'm just going to go back to the designer and I'm going to select paperback cover. And we're going to say 8.5 by 11, which is the size of our book. We know the page count is 270 pages. And it's important to know your page count because that's going to say what the width of your book cover is and what the width of the spine is. And we're going to say begin. So this is our cover designer tool here. And what I'm going to do is upload an image that I created using Midjourney. And I'll put the prompt for this image underneath the video. So I'll put the prompt in the YouTube notes if you want to know how I made this image. So if you want to get started with Midjourney and you want to make some images using Midjourney, I have a huge big video on this channel that talks about what Midjourney is and how to use it, how to get it set up, and some really cool prompts you can use. But I made this image with Midjourney. One thing that is important to know when you're using AI images to create cover pictures is that you do need to upscale them. I use a tool called Topaz Gigapixel. It's a little bit expensive, but it is the best tool on the market. If you're not ready to invest in that, there are some free tools out there. I know the one Isaac recommends is called upscale.org, and it's spelled upscayl.org. So that's another option. But there's actually quite a lot of free upscalers, but Topaz is pretty cool because it actually uses AI to expand the image, to fill in details and make it more detailed. So it's a really, really awesome product. I don't take any affiliates or anything like that. I just think it's a really good product and I use it myself. So that's how I upscaled this image. I'm going to get rid of the title and subtitle here, and I'm going to make this image big. I'll just turn my margins off for a moment to make sure I fill up the whole space. I'm going to change my spine text so I can call it Weekly Planner for 2024. I think I'm going to give it a name. So in fact, let's type here in the text box, Self-Care Weekly Planner 2024. And then you can put a book description on the back or leave it blank. I'm just going to set my back cover to be that, to tone in nicely with the front cover. There it is. And if I want, I can go and pull something from TT Images. I could get a cover panel here and just put this on the front, change the colors on that. Make this a little bigger. And I can put some text in there. So you can do anything you want with your planner covers. You can just leave it blank like that if you just want to have a beautiful planner. And so then you're just going to download the PDF and now you have your cover for your book. So now you have an interior and you have a cover and your book is ready to publish on KDP. Now, before I go, I want to address one more thing. A lot of people have been asking me about marketing and about pricing on books. And I have to say, like, okay, I don't think this book, as it is going to sell. Why? Because it's kind of generic. I haven't got any cool keywords to associate with this. It doesn't really target any particular audience. It's really just a demonstration book that I have made to show you how to make a planner. Now, if I'm making a book that I really intend to sell and I intend to market, what I will do is focus on a very specific target audience. So for example, I do improv. That's like my hobby is doing improv comedy. And I know it's kind of a niche. There are actually a lot of people who do improv comedy in San Diego, in LA, Chicago, New York. There's actually a really big community of people who do improv comedy. So that would be something I would consider making a planner for. And if I was making a planner for people that do improv, I would want to put things like class notes into my planner. I would want to put things like a rehearsal schedule. I would want to put a list of my teammates and their contact details. And these are all great things that you can put in a planner in Tangent Templates. So let's say maybe I want to make a planner for people who swim, who do competitive swimming. That would be a great niche. Or pickleball, that would be a really good one. I know so many people at the moment who are just obsessed with pickleball. It is the thing to do, I guess. But let's do the swimming one because I made a picture of a swimmer earlier. So let's say we want to make a planner that's aimed at people who swim competitively. What I'm going to do is get my save page, first of all, the week ahead page. So I'm going to pull that in there, turn the margins off and put it there. And I'm probably going to change the color scheme again. So, I don't know, let's make it blue because it's for swimmers. So let's do that. Cool. Then I'm just going to delete all of this because this isn't relevant. And I'm going to add swim team contact details. Cool. So make that a little bit longer. Great. And I'm going to go to our templates on the rocket ship. And I'm going to choose the contact page. So we have a couple of versions of the contact page there. I like this one. And you can see it's sort of dumped it on top of the page. So what you can do is just put it on there. And I'm going to edit this. So let's put it there. Make it a little bit bigger so it takes up a bit more room on the page. And you can use the Arrange tab to horizontally center it. And I'm going to ungroup it so I can get rid of that there. And boom, now you have contact details for your swim team. Again, I'm going to just duplicate that. And again, I can go in and delete all of this content here. And now we can put in practice schedule. So you kind of get the drill that now I can go to my templates here and I can get like a timetable. And again, we can drop this on the page, maybe make it a little smaller and position that where we want. And again, ungroup it. Can delete this excess stuff at the top because we don't need that. And you can do things like delete these lines. So it looks a little cleaner on the page. There you go. Now you have 3 pages. You have the week ahead, you have swim team contact details, and you have your swim team practice schedule. Perfect. We can add a couple more pages of just line paper. So again, we'll get the journal pages. And of course you can make this black and white. If you don't want color, you don't want the expense of printing in color, you can just change all this to gray. So something nice about these base colors, you can use these all for a black and white planner. And this color here, the second, well, the lowest gray is actually the lightest shade of grey that Amazon will print. So we've actually color matched Amazon to make sure that your planner will print nicely. So you can just change these colors, you can change them to the greys that you want and make it grayscale if you don't want to create a color planner. And again, we're just going to go and create a quick cover page for this. So I select the paperback cover, cover to match. It's going to be 270 pages again. And this time I'm going to add my swimmer image here. And again, I made this in Midjourney. I will put the prompt for this underneath the video. But again, I'm just going to select the background and you can see how it works. There's another planner that is customized for a swim team. So to the people who've been asking me about marketing, pricing your planners, I would say that if you niche a planner, you create it for a specific niche, for a specific audience in mind, you will get more sales than competing against all the generic, floral, pretty, abstract planners that are out there. niche your planners. Please, guys, niche your planners to specific audiences. And I will tell you that you can charge more money for a niche planner, especially if you have the only or the best planner in your niche. And someone asked me about pricing yesterday. So one thing I want to say about pricing is that money is so not universal. Everyone shops on Amazon, from billionaires to people that are really having a hard time getting by. It covers the whole spectrum of people. And down the road from me, there is a Better Buzz Coffee. And Better Buzz Coffee sells lattes, and I think it's like $7 a latte. It's very, very expensive coffee. And it's delicious, it's really, really good coffee, but it's very, very expensive coffee. There are also gas stations that sell coffee for a couple of dollars. The price of coffee varies very, very much. Some people will pay $2 for coffee, some people will pay $7 for coffee. And really, you have to keep this in mind when you're selling on Amazon. Some people really don't care paying the difference between $6 and $12. If they need a planner, you have the best image on the front of your planner, you have the best content in your planner, in your niche, or there's just nothing else in your niche and they need a gift for their grandchild or their niece, they're going to buy your planner. They're not going to care whether it's $6.99 or $12.99. So you can't be so locked in this bubble of like, oh, everyone else is selling their planners for $6. I better do the same. You don't need to do that. If you have something unique about your planner, you can probably sell it for more. And also bear in mind your demographic. Like if you're selling a planner to people who have like racehorses or people who are jewelry collectors, they might have a little bit more disposable income than like people who are buying a very basic planner. So by niching your planners, it kind of allows you to set the pricing on it as well. So all planners are not created equal. Niche your planners. You have a lot of power to do this with tangent templates. You can see how easy it is to do that. I hope you have a lot of fun with this. I hope you really enjoy these features. Please go and grab the free file from Gumroad and have fun with that. Customize it, make some really awesome planners, and also come and join our groups. Come and talk to me in the AI Adventure group or in our KDP group. And have a great weekend, guys. All right, bye.